or record to my computer. Okay, so I'm going to record to my computer and then I'll send this to you guys. All right, so I am now enrolled as the sponsor. So for your masters or for anybody else, this is if they're logging into their own back office. And what they're going to do is come over here to this business tab, and then they can view their holding tank. From the holding tank, they're going to be able to see anybody that they've enrolled. And right now, the placement, the days to place is 7 days. So it indicates that right here. So they were enrolled on such and such date. They must be placed by such and such date. Otherwise, they get placed by the default company rule, which is to their outside leg. This is the best way I can explain, unless they already have the user's back office ID that they're placing under. The best way to do this is to duplicate this tab. And on a PC, this is going to be a right click and then duplicate. On a Mac, it's going to be holding Command and then click on the tab. And that allows you to view both your visual tree and your holding tank at the same time on these two tabs. Okay, so I've got my holding tank here and my visual tree here. Now this is visual tree is going to default to the enrollment tree. So we're going to go ahead and switch that to the binary tree. Now, right now, I as the sponsor, I've just enrolled myself, and then I enrolled a couple people under me. I don't have a binary tree yet. Okay, so if I click on myself, you can see there's 2 empty nodes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move these people. We're going to move people into these nodes using the holding tank itself. These buttons are for enrollments, and currently they're not turned on. So what we'll do is I need to go to my visual tree, and I'm going to get my own back office ID because that's where I'm placing. And I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to place Harrison DS8 underneath myself on my left leg. So I'm going to input my back office ID. It's going to pull the search, make sure I've got the right person. And I'm going to call that my left leg. So it'll place, it'll make sure, give me a pop-up saying it was done successfully. And then this page is going to reload all by itself. And now I can see that one person is gone and I have 2 people remaining. If I go to my visual tree, I now need to refresh my browser here and it will show those same, that movement that I made. Okay, so now I can see myself and I can see the person that I've got moved on my left leg. Now, if I want to place the next person under this person, I need to click on their profile picture and grab their back office ID and go back to the holding tank. Now I've got DS10, so I'm going to move him. Same thing, input the back office ID, pull up the search, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the left leg. Place, confirm, and then it gives me the success. All right, so the page refreshes, shows me that I only have 1 more to place, and then I'm going to refresh my visual tree. Go back to the binary, and sure enough, I've now got DS8 under. So I've got myself, DS8 on my left leg, and then DS10 on DS8's left leg. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do a bad move and show you what to do. Okay, so now let's say I'm going to, in theory, I'm going to place DS9 underneath DS8 on the right leg so that I have 2 sides here. But what I'm going to do on accident, or what I'm going to do on purpose in order to show you a breakage, is I'm going to place it where somebody else is already, just so we can see the behavior. So again, I'm going to get the uplines ID. And now I'm going to move this . And now what you can see here is that it tells me that the left leg is occupied. So I cannot make that move. So the only option it gives me is the right leg. So I'll make that move, confirm, My page will update again. And now if I update my visual tree once again, we'll see this person in that bottom right node. And sure enough, there we go. So now we've got a nice little binary tree going on in my left leg. Any questions?
No, fairly simple.
Okay. The only other thing that I've seen so far with some of your masters is an error that says the back office ID is invalid. We only saw it once, and it was because the back office ID right here was an all number ID. And because of the way it was configured at first, it was allowing that number to include a comma because it was like 16,302 or whatever. That should be configured correctly now, and you should not see anything other than numbers and digits in this back office ID.
Perfect.
If there are, get rid of them before you place them into that holding tank move field, and you shouldn't run into any issues there.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm going to stop my share and stop the recording.